Hello and a very warm welcome back to the TNC podcast. Have you caught your breath yet? And I hope you haven't put the promotion hats too far back in the wardrobe. They might be needed again very soon. Chris Reeve.
Whoa, Forson is on fire. Come on.
We're back.
What a moment.
We are so
What a
back.
moment. The spirit of 1819 dawned upon Carrow Road. It was electricity in there. Boom, boom. Amankwah, baby. Let's go.
You know the best thing about all of that?
Come on.
Sometimes you score late goals.
Yeah.
And you almost expected it to happen.
Yeah.
You were like, we were on, almost like the QPR goal, right? We scored in the 90th minute.
Yeah.
Kind of expected it to happen.
Yeah.
Actually walked away from the QPR game going, oh, annoyed we didn't win it.
Yeah.
This one, didn't
Epic.
see it coming one bit.
Well, no one did.
Didn't see it coming.
But that's what made it so much better. And if there's one player that I would have said, I want him to score the winner, it would be Amankwah. Sorry, Onel. It really would be, because the boy struggled this season, adapting to living in England, the English language. He can speak English, but the English language more so. Obviously, a large spell of his time so far has been out of the team. He had that injury after a fantastic start where we thought he was the second coming of Bernardo Silva. Hey, maybe he is. And had the pleasure of meeting him for the first time.
Nice chap.
And just the most, honestly, Yellows, Amankwah is the most lovely, humble, kind guy.
Is he?
And I love it when the good guys win. I mean, that's good, but I do.
Was he?
It's brilliant.
So you saw him straight after the game?
Yeah, and
like,
he was buzzing.
I bet he was.
He was absolutely buzzing. He had his champagne in his hand. So Kellen Fisher won the Sponsors Man of the Match.
Right.
And Kellen says to me, I've given it to Amankwah. And by the way, I love that from you, Kellen Fisher, as well.
He was excellent.
He was good as well. But anyway, that was a mental start. We beat Coventry 2-1. Before that as well, we should probably mention, we beat Luton 1-0.
I think we just need to take a moment, have a breath, because we need to. I mean, we're going to be on camera for about an hour, and this could get out of control very quickly. Yeah. And I almost want it to.
Yeah.
But before that, we've got something to sell.
We've
Black
got
Dog Tees. Honestly, it's our last. It's the last chance for you to get 20% off. They're going from 10 to 20% because they love the TNC fan base so much. I'll put a picture on screen. I actually went in and bought some of my own last week.
Yes,
it was a lovely experience.
Yeah.
I got to sniff test it.
You were
I got
sniffing?
the expert advice from the lovely owner.
Really?
The link's in the description. It should apply the discount code automatically at checkout on orders over £15. If not, the code is TNC20. It's 20% off. That code expires Sunday at midnight, so be quick.
You're fired up today. I love it.
Honestly, local company.
Blueberry, raspberry and chocolate. There's a hangover blend. There's the Langsy Mao Feng, which we're still not quite sure what it is, but my God, does it taste like playoff promotion. So look,
go on
get your Black Dog
There's
Tees.
hundreds of flavours and blends and mixtures, and it's a brilliant company that we're really proud to be supporting.
Yeah.
If you like tea, if you don't like tea, but someone that does like tea, Norwich beat Luton 1-0.
Yeah, we did. Marcelino Nunez with a shot. Wasn't entitled to shoot from there, but it's what he does. Nestled it in the bottom left. Brilliant scenes on the advertising board. Are you not entertained style to the away end, which was just absolutely brilliant. And, you know, Amankwah has got so much love and praise, and rightly so, but we need to make this abundantly clear. Ben Napper, I know you watch and listen, mate, you need to give Marcelino Nunez a bumper new deal. Wow. He needs to feel the love. You need to give him a new contract. The fans love him. The players love him. We need to make sure that he's signed on a new contract, because he is just so important for this City side, isn't he?
I think he's come. I remember saying on the podcast last season that I thought he drifted out of games.
You initially weren't a massive fan of
I wasn't,
Nunez.
no. I thought he was like, I was like...
Bit of a luxury player.
Not even that, I was just a bit like, meh, he's fine. And I think the reason, I think he's grown into the game, and I think lots is to do with him. I think lots is to do with Johannes as well, and he's found the perfect role and the perfect system, and we'll get on to other players that I think that's also the same for. But he's really flourished this season. The thing I love about Nunez is that Luton game felt big because it was off the back of the QPR draw. We were kind of in a position where we're like, we should have won that. And now you go to Luton and they're okay at home. And then it's like a tougher game and quite a tough game against Coventry. And it felt like a really pivotal period because...
I have to just quickly interrupt you. No. They're shit. Luton are shit.
Away from home. They're okay at home.
No, I don't care. Beat Luton away from home. They're shit.
I'm trying to big us up.
No, but I'm also trying to just make sure your standards are in check.
Okay.
Norwich should be beating Luton with our squad and Luton in Luton State. Continue on.
It was still a big game. And it felt like a big moment in the season where you're halfway through the campaign and it felt like that period where if you win a couple, playoffs are very much like in touching distance, you lose a couple and like the season almost kind of disperses into like, it's transition. I know, but it's exciting.
No, I know, but that's how it feels now. And do you know what good as well? So many people have written us off. Don't write us off just yet.
The great thing with Nunez is it feels like he's stepped up this season when he's needed to. Yes. And actually the kind of the disciplinary kind of shadow that's over Borja Science at the moment, and like his form's dipped a little bit to probably a level that we all expected, and that's fine. But Nunez has like stepped up and he's found goals and he's found tackles. The QPR goal, the Luton goal, that's won us 4 points over the festive period. Yeah. So I would go as far as saying that he is an unsellable asset for Norwich City at this stage.
Absolutely. And one of the things that people won't know, but you're about to know, is that
that sounded quite like a threat.
You're about to know. Is Marcelino Nunez has a fantastic relationship and is getting a lot of wisdom, insight, and knowledge from Jack Wilshere. Ooh. So since Jack's come, there's Norwich are like, well, we're happy that Jack's here. It's all a bit weird and wonderful. This is where Jack Wilshere shines, right? Wilshere shines. Arsenal playmaker, creative, shoots from distances, short passes, in and out, great technical player. That's Marcelino Nunez. And he's learning from Jack Wilshere.
You're exciting,
They've got a good relationship, and that is really good. So, like that, I wanted to share that. Look, Nunez has got big ambitions, right? Norwich need to get him on a contract as soon as possible.
Yeah, big ambitions to play in the Premier League with Norwich City. I still keep forgetting, and it's a really lovely moment when I remember that Jack Wilshere's at Norwich City.
Yes.
I always see him after the game walking around. I go, he's ours. He's not part of the Coventry setup. Yeah. That's Jack Wilshere. He used to be really good at football. And he's still 24 years old or something.
I really did enjoy getting one over Frank Lampard, by the way. Yeah, for obvious reasons. Frank Lampard and I don't have for those of you that have enjoyed.
You were best mates at one stage.
Enjoyed my career.
Sat right here on national television on Sky Sports and said, Frank, football friend Frank, come to Norwich and make us great.
And now we're through to Chris Reeve from Talk Norwich City. Chris, Frank Lampard's arriving. Yes, Frank Lampard's arriving. Really looking forward to it. To be fair, at that stage, that was before it didn't end up. I think Stuart went out to Dubai, didn't he? Anyway, long story. Who cares? We beat Frank Lampard. Right, Amankwah Forson, that moment, the goal, the game. One of the things I do want to bring up...
It was brilliant,
One of the things that I do want to bring up and hold you accountable
bring it up.
is you got a bit of negative reaction / response to a post that you put up.
It's not like me.
About at the game.
Did I?
Yeah.
What did I put?
Yeah, you said something along the lines of... it was absolutely woeful, but then it was beautiful carnage at the end.
Yeah.
Obviously, it wasn't woeful.
I think your standards
It wasn't woeful.
Slipping.
I think you've had too much Lakens.
I think.
Were you on the Lakens?
Okay. Woeful.
I'm going to David Beckham, Victoria Beckham you. Were you on the Lakens at the weekend?
No,
yes or no?
I was on.
Were you on the Lakens?
I was on a weaker, inferior lager.
Right, but you were on the lager.
I had a couple, but I was very much sober. Okay, so like we want to go down this route, do we?
Admit that you're wrong.
No, I'm not. Woeful might be strong. Right? But the beautiful thing of football is the highs and lows.
Yeah, all right.
I want to feel the highs super high and I want to feel the lows super low. I thought Norwich, for 90 minutes of that game, were poor.
Okay.
And if we want to talk about standards, and you want to Jack, your standards are slipping. If you want to say that was an acceptable Johannes off-tour performance, then you are wrong.
No, I agree with that.
I will tell you why I thought it was a poor performance.
Okay.
I thought Norwich looked desperate in possession, and I thought we were trying to force something that wasn't there. I didn't like these kind of floaty long balls forward from Callum Doyle and the other players. I thought first half was poor.
Yeah.
Weirdly, I thought
the first half was poor. Agreed.
And actually, let's dissect this and kind of go against what I've just said a little bit more. I thought the first 10 minutes was good. And then we got desperate, and I think Coventry sussed us out, and we were looking for those floaty balls. But it wasn't I fucking hate those.
Right, but it wasn't woeful, was it?
It wasn't woeful, it was poor.
Okay, so are you admitting publicly that you shouldn't have said woeful?
So let's get into the second half, and I thought we were better, but I still thought we looked... I'm going to use the word desperate to find something. Right, let me finish. If you're going to ask me a question, let me finish.
You're how fired up you are today, come on.
And I thought, if we go back to... Let's go back to Daniel Farke days. I'm just thinking... Norwich scored a lot of late goals in that season, and that was because we stuck to a plan and we kept knocking on the door, kept knocking on the door. I thought we went away from our plan, and I didn't like that. And then I think the substitutions that came, when did Forson come on, like 75 minutes, 80 minutes, something like that. I thought that was then when we started to play and we saw weaknesses, and I listened. I mean, I don't know if this is sad or really kind of, sensual. I watched Johannes Hoff-Torup's 16-minute post-match interview 3 times. I spent 45 minutes.
Were you in the bath when you watched it?
No, I was on the sofa in my cotton pyjamas, watching Johannes Hoff-Torup speak about football.
Yeah.
And honestly...
And did it get you going?
It really did.
Yeah, good.
He was talking about seeing a space on the left-hand side of the pitch and wanting a left-footed footballer in that position.
Yeah. And
I didn't know what was going on in front of me. I saw Dobbin, Hernandez, Forson, about 9 other wingers on the pitch, and I'm going, I don't know what's going on, but I think I'm starting to like it.
But even the defence, weird Kenny, the left side of defence at the end.
And I was like, this is either like genius, or this is absolutely ridiculous. Right, and it was genius, Chris Reed.
Yes, so let's wrap all of that up and come back to the point, right?
Yeah.
I think it was interesting because I would agree with the reasons why you found that performance a little bit niggly. The first half was poor.
Yeah.
Maybe people disagree. The first half was poor. We didn't play the Hoff ball that we would like to see at home. But then the Hoff adapted it, brought on Hernandez, Forson, game completely changed it. Dobbin as well, to be fair, as well. There was a really lovely moment, if you watched the highlights back, where Dobbin gets the ball, he easily takes it past the player, and I thought, oh, hello, here we go. We're going to talk about Dobbin in a minute. But essentially, you're not going to play Hoff ball for 90 minutes long, right? You're not. With the current team, you can't. You can't. It's unrealistic. I would also argue there's some games where you can't actually just go for it from the off because you leave yourself exposed, and it's those. We've spoken about the spirit of 1819 already in this podcast. Under Daniel Farke, it was slow and steady. We just kept going, and then it was our fitness, and that was what made all of those late goals. You can't just go all out attack immediately straight away.
Yeah,
fair
enough.
You can't.
Good point, mate.
So thank you very much.
I was about to make a really good point and I've forgotten it.
Okay, well let me bring up an even better point than your point. Onel Hernandez.
Yeah.
Onel Hernandez. Out of fairness, I'll let you lead on this, just in case people think I've got my Onel glasses
Well, I couldn't believe it, because usually, right, I tweet things, and everyone's like, you're wrong. And then I read it back and go, yeah, you've got a point. I'm gonna pat myself on the back with this one, and I think I'm right.
Are you about to read out your own post?
Because I got a reply from Chris Gorham, and he agreed with me.
Oh, wow, so Chrissy G.
So I'm definitely right.
Okay, come on then.
I said, I think Johannes Hoff-Torup has found Onel's perfect role.
Okay.
I'm not convinced he's a starter, but my goodness, what a weapon to be able to bring off the bench.
He is a weapon,
He provides something different, and albeit not perfect, there's a beautiful chaos about him.
Yeah.
He gives his all. Chris Gorham replied, totally agree. Wow, that was a moment. I think in the age of having 5 substitutes, you can now afford to have a player like that to come on and cause chaos.
Yeah.
I wonder if specialist subs, or finishers as they call them in rugby, will become more of a thing.
Finishers.
And funnily enough, that's the one thing we've claimed that Onel isn't, a finisher.
Look, I thought it was absolutely bloody brilliant. obviously. But what was brilliant was we saw, the 18-19 Onel Hernandez.
Why'd you keep... 18-19 as in the season 18-19?
Yeah.
I thought you were referring to like some war in 18-19. I'm going...
No.
Do you not sense I looked at you and was like, have you been reading sort of history books? I see.
2018-19, right. So let's break down the moment, okay? It's right at the dying death of the game.
Yeah.
Emi Marcondes, who, by the way, hasn't had enough credit again. Emi Marcondes with a sumptuous ball into the channel. And you hear it on Chrissy G's commentary, which we're going to speak about later on this podcast. And it's a beautiful ball, but it's slightly overhit. And Onel's got some work to do, but he showed his 18-19 Onel, where it was pace, it was power, it was endeavour, and my God, let's talk about that push. I mean, sorry, fair.
Quick
challenge.
Pause.
Yeah, come on.
Credit to the referee.
Yeah.
I saw that and I thought,
played,
there we go, there's a foul. Game over. Well played, ref.
Yeah. Well,
very Cameron Jerome at Wembley.
Yeah.
Well done, referee.
Well, do you know what?
He's not kind of conformed to the utter woke nonsense.
Agreed. It reminded me of a prime Grant Holt versus Ipswich Town. Do you remember the goal when it was a 4-1 game?
Was it Delaney?
Yeah, some shit player anyway, where he just through pure strength and endeavour won the ball back, and the assist for Forson's goal, he doesn't cut across the box straight away. He takes his time with it, turns on it, cuts it back, and Forson's finish.
The finish is brilliant.
But the point is, mate, I'm so pleased that Onel is getting his flowers. He deserves them. He's been one of those players, along with Barnsley, along with a couple of others this season, where the fans seem to have had their magnifying glass on them a little bit too much and have taken things too far. Johannes Hofter values Onel tremendously. He understands the chaos that he brings. He loves that about Onel. And the last thing you want is he's a rhino.
Yeah.
Onel Hernandez is a rhino.
And he's still bloody quick.
He comes on the pitch and he just takes no prisoners, and he fucking wants to win for Norwich City Football Club.
I thought it was great.
Brilliant.
And I think when you say, like, my opinion is that he's not a starter, right?
Okay.
And I think some people think that that's like a criticism. No, it's the opposite. Like, he is incredibly effective.
That's where you see you get the best out of him.
He is incredibly effective in a specialised role, and I think that's with 25, 20 minutes left
and that's okay.
on the pitch.
Yeah, that's okay. It's fine.
He came on against QPR, got the assist. Came on against Coventry here, gets the assist. Mm-hmm. There's other games this season where he's come on and done stuff. I remember,
and actually also being unlucky to not have more assists.
Yeah, and he scored a couple of goals early on in the
and he should have scored that header against, who was it, at home recently?
Brilliant
header, which was a brilliant save. I think we need to be putting this question in the room, and let's ask the Yellow Army. Onel Hernandez, new contract? Question mark.
When does it expire? Is it this summer?
I believe there's an option, a club option.
I think you extend it for a year. I think it's a no-brainer. Like, Onel is clearly happy to not be starting, and I think... I wouldn't...
He wants to start. Okay. He wants to start in his position.
Yes.
I might add, by the way, he's not a number 9. We all know that. I wouldn't say he wants to not. He doesn't want to come on as a sub. Of course, he wants to start games of football. But ultimately, if you've got a player that's doing what he's doing now, starting to put in the numbers as he has been, he was so unfortunate to get that injury early on this season. If not, he'd have a lot more numbers than he has. For me, and I know people say, well, of course you would say that, Chris, I just genuinely think he deserves a new contract now.
And I think he's a good person to have around the place. And I know that you can't have too many of those, but like, I thought Ashley Barnes was a good person to have around the place, but ultimately, like, he probably wanted to move back north. He wanted to be with Burnley, so like, and he was on a big kind of wedge. So yeah, I mean, if you were asking me, would I renew Onel's contract? I don't think it's the biggest issue at the club at the moment, but I'd probably say yes.
I think it's a valid topic and conversation question that is worthy of putting in the room now. What's next on the agenda, Jack?
I think it's,
transfers, ins and outs.
We had the win against Millwall, we had the draw against QPR, we had the win against Luton, and now we've beaten Coventry. 10 points from 12, 4 points off the playoffs.
By the way, now you say that, fuck, that gets me going.
January transfer window, I can see a little bit happening. Sargent coming back. Can we dare to dream?
Well,
was that a moment? You know when you look
of
back
course,
on...
of course it was a moment,
You
Jack.
look back on and go,
Yes,
that was the moment where the
that-
season changed.
Yes.
Was it one of those? Or was it one where you
No, it was.
get pumped against Brighton
No, it
and
was.
you forget all about it?
No, it was. But now it's over to the lads and the gaffer to show the fans it was a season-defining moment. And I'll tell you the reason why, Jack. And for once, I'm not going to be Chris Reeve here, and I'm going to say something that's not me, which is Sheffield United. I know we've got Brighton in the cup, but in the cup, Sheffield United away. Just wait. Sheffield United away. Leeds United away. I mean,
humbling.
You know, you've gone on a fantastic and a really decent run actually, and then to come up against those two away. But you know what? I quite like it. It actually turns me on a little bit.
Does it?
Yeah, quite like it. Backs against the wall. Fans won't be expecting wins in either of those venues, but my God, the players will want it.
Yeah,
and I like the narrative. I like the narrative. Mate, I tell you one thing for fucking free.
Go on.
If we get through those...
Here we go. I knew it was coming.
Look.
Here we go.
Look.
If any Chris Reeve sentence starts with, if we...
I've tried to not be me, but
Yeah.
But the point is,
You couldn't help yourself.
I don't think... I'm not expecting results from either of these next two games, I have to admit. And people will call me negative for that, and I don't like that I've said it. I think it's maybe just a step up too much. Maybe I'll be wrong. Maybe
You're
I'm
starting to do that smile where you're about to say but.
But if we eke out a draw, both venues, or even a win and a loss there, yeah, pick up the fucking hats.
Really?
Pick up the fucking hats. Pick them up.
Bramall Lane.
Yeah, because yeah, Joshy Sargent, sprinkle a little bit of Sarge coming back, baby.
Say that.
January transfer window's open. Come on, Yanks, it's your time to shine.
Mate Jurisic, step up.
Yeah.
Jurisic?
Yeah. No idea who he is, what he's about, what he's like, but yeah. All right, we'll have a little bit of that.
I think Sarge coming back is important.
No, but you see my point. I like the way this has happened. An iconic Carrow comeback win, right? Then we go away to Sheffield United, backs against the wall, Sargent returns, yeah? Chrissy Wilder, those horrible Sheffield United fans, yeah? And then we go away to Leeds, Wednesday night. Oh my God, horrific fixture, by the way. But I like that as well, yeah? Just after Sheffield United, we get beaten up at Sheffield United. We've then got Leeds. Yeah, come on then. Why not? We haven't got anything to lose. We've got everything to gain here. Go for it, boys. I know you're watching this thing. Fucking go for it. And show the fans that moment last weekend was a moment.
I think this comes at a nice period. It feels like momentum is building, and actually, like you speak about Sarge coming back, and like, I think it's impressive we've gone on this run without a recognised number 9. I know, like, seeing actors play there, but I don't think he's quite there yet.
Still ripening.
But like, imagine a Sargent, imagine another reinforcement with a winger, maybe a central defensive midfielder, and then you're able to bring, a Schwartau off the bench instead of starting.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Have some of that.
On Sargent, seriously, are you expecting Sargent to come back and make an immediate impact? Or do you think it's going to take him some time to get up to speed again? I mean, Johannes Hoftorp has said in his various press that he's done, it feels like a new signing.
Yeah, I think I'd be willing... Look, it's going to take time for him to get back to his very best, but I think what you will see an instant impact with is the system. And I just think we look so much better with a Josh Sargent in the 9.
Sure.
I think it looks more balanced. I think he offers something different.
Yeah.
He's clinical in front of goal. So I think the impact comes from that. Will I be expecting him to finish his first one-on-one chance? No, he's going to be rusty. Like, he's been out for a long while.
I'm putting it out there. I actually think it's going to be instant. I've just got a good feeling. My expectation is what you're saying, Jack. I've just got this feeling he's going to return and he's going to score his first shot on goal. I look at Sarge.
You've had a moment.
I look at his demeanour at the moment. I look at how he's holding himself. He looks hungry. He looks like a wolf that's not eaten in a week. Come on. I've got a good feeling about Super Sarge returning. And I think you're right on a serious note. The system, and we talk about Hofball. Hofball will be in full flight so much more often with Sargent in this City side.
Let's get on some Twitter questions.
Let's. Before we do the X, not Twitter, X questions and statements, rants and raves, Jack, do want to say that if you've listened or watched up until this point, as always, we need to see evidence. Use the hashtag, ready for it, Jack, Forson on fire.
Nice.
Hashtag Forson on fire. I want to see that hashtag on X. I want to see it on Instagram. If you post it, quote our main podcast plug with Forson on fire. I'll share all of them as a thanks for your support. Jack, take it away.
Chris Allen. Hey, Chris.
Hello, Chris. That's a solid name, by the way. Chris
I like
Allen.
the surname. I don't like the first name. Does anyone have a spare DeLorean that I can use to travel back to around 16:45 on Saturday, 4th of January? I said it, Chris, in my post-match video about 24 hours after the goal went in, and like I know we've kind of spoken about it on the podcast before, but they are the moments that you go to football matches for, right? And like you have to.
That's what you pay your money for.
You have to enjoy those moments. I think we've been lucky as Norwich fans that those moments seemingly happen quite regularly.
Yeah.
For some clubs, those moments don't happen. You know, that might be a once in 5 seasons thing.
Imagine being like, I don't know, Barnsley, Preston, Blackburn, just complete non-event clubs in the Championship that never do anything. Like, it's brilliant.
I think I was trying to think of the last time there were some late goals under Wagner, but I think there was always that in the back of your head going, oh yeah, but it's like
It's just a bit shit.
it's just, that's kind of papering over the cracks a little bit.
Yeah.
This one felt like
It feels real.
That
Yeah.
could be something,
Yeah.
and it might not be, and it probably won't be, but it might be, right?
How the fuck? How dare
It
you?
might be, and that's a really beautiful feeling of like belief and chaos, and people scoring goals that you want to see do well, and management in charge that you want to see do well, and that you like, and that there's structure. That mixture, I think it's the mixture of beautiful organisation and chaos colliding.
Bosh.
Like yin and yang, hitting each other.
You've been having too much of the old Lanxey Mao Feng tea, I think, mate.
Chaos is you, and this is kind of organisation. There's a massive right hook, and it collides, and it's beautiful and force. I tell you, someone else I want to shout out. Cade Gordon.
Yeah,
Cade
all right.
Gordon,
I'll have a bit of that for you.
Who the chap next to me, who I won't name, thought he'd already gone back to Liverpool, is then popping up as I choke with a wonderful celebration.
Yeah.
I didn't even know he's still at the club.
And says, get back, let's score a winner.
Cade Gordon.
Yeah.
Well done.
He is going back, by the way, I think.
What a way to go, though.
Yeah. We'll always remember Cade Gordon for his birthday goal and saying, get back, let's score a winner. The best thing you said there, in a long time, actually, it's about time I heard some sense from you, is you said you've got to enjoy these moments. Good. Because the world seems to be full of social media naysayers at the moment that are just boring the hell out of me. Going, oh, it's still only one win and no. Boring. Enjoy those moments. Let yourself go. Get carried away. Take your top off. Slap your mate. Kiss the woman behind you. Whatever. Enjoy those moments. Get carried away. That's what you pay your season ticket money for. Do not fall victim to the social media naysayers going, well, I think this. Shut up. Enjoy the bloody win, for God's sake. Anyway,
you've lit something in me that I needed to get.
Come on.
Right, people leaving early. I get it, right? People leave early.
You get it?
No, as in, I've kind of come to accept it. I don't agree with it, but I'm like, if you want to be idiots, do it. It doesn't affect me.
Okay, yeah.
Leave early. What I cannot possibly get my head around, people staying for the first goal and then leaving.
That is mental,
There is still 5 minutes left. Norwich have just scored a screamer to get to 1-1, and
Yeah.
Cade Gordon is going, we're about to score another goal.
Yeah.
You have to listen to Cade Gordon, right?
Oh, you have to.
And I'm seeing people in their droves. What are you getting back for?
The thing that...
For fucking Anthony Deck. in your Wyndham bungalow.
Well, I tell you what,
What are you doing?
Well, I tell you what. Well,
Where could you possibly be going that's better than Carrow Road in that moment?
And more so at Norwich.
What, are you trying to beat the queue at the chip shop?
Well, this is it. And more so at Norwich because the whole of Norwich City Centre is pedestrianised. It's completely fucked. It's all a big one way. So you may as well stay for every single
I'm just
second.
looking at this people leaving and I'm like, unless you've just had a phone call from like Margot Robbie going, please come home now. right? There is not a world where you should be leaving.
I'm so sorry about him this week. Butsy.
It's mental.
Butsy says, question/statement. Onel Hernandez. Should we extend his contract? There we go. If we don't, I fear he is so Norwich. What would he do? Probably get a season ticket and stand in the Barclay every home game. Be my favourite yellow for years. Butsy, and I will actually reveal something. There is absolutely no doubt in my mind that Onel is going to buy a season ticket in the Barclay. Right? Yeah. There's no doubt in my mind. He genuinely loves it, unlike a certain former player that's now gone on loan to a team in blue and white. James Starling says, do you boys prefer the quiet going about his business approach from Napa or the communicative Webber approach with the fans? Brackets before he went radio silent. Personally, felt it was refreshing at the first with Webber, but Napa has impressed me with his calm approach.
Yeah, look, Napa has impressed me, and I think because we went from Webber, who was so outlandish and I think Webber almost gets a bad name. Those first 2-3 years of Stuart Webber was brilliant. He was funny, he was honest, he was brash.
Do you remember?
But he got results.
Do you remember when he came on the podcast? And do you remember what he said off air before we started?
About the bed.
Yeah. So basically,
he was nuts.
We used to film it in my spare bedroom in my old house, and Stuart comes up the stairs and he goes, "What on earth are those bed sheets?" Just like literally ripped me for my spare bed sheet.
Stuart Webber was
anyway, which makes it quite ironic that then it was the bed sheet held up. With people wanting him out.
Stuart Webber was great.
So Ben Napa, he's calm. But what I would say to go back to you, oh God, I've forgotten the name. James Starling, another solid name by the way. Great. Starling, not your friend, shitting all over Yarmouth, the old Starling.
I don't think James is.
Anyway,
that's how rumours start.
It's Napa's time to shine again now. I like that we've moved quickly. We need to keep this up, as in we need to keep moving players on that we don't want. We need to keep bringing in new players that we do want. I believe that this week we'll see at least one more signing come in the door.
I think that Napa's approach works for him, and it's working.
Come on.
Jamie says, statement, Shane Duffy has been an absolute rock so far
right.
this
We'll have a
season.
bit of Shane Duffy,
Improved so much and now looks like a real leader.
Yeah,
Agreed.
I do.
Agreed. I think Shane Duffy's been brilliant.
And again, I don't want to try and prod and poke people too much, but if the off the field things hadn't had happened with Shane Duffy at the start of the season, I think he'd be in contention for Player of the Season.
Well, I think
he'd be in the top 3 potentially in terms of how consistent he's been.
I think even put the off-field antics that we certainly don't condone here and was utterly stupid from him aside. He was poor on the pitch last season.
Yeah,
he's a completely transformed player on the pitch.
And
he looks
credit
like he's
to
got
Hoff. Yeah, credit to him as well because clearly he's gone. Well, I need to go for it, and he's gone for it. He looks brilliant. He's strong. He's good in the air. He's a leader. Yeah. What I'm impressed with, which I didn't expect from Shane. No offence, Shane. Cordoba's got this in his locker. Callum Doyle's got this in the locker. He can pick up the ball and drive it forwards. I didn't expect that of Shane. I thought he was like an old school defender, but
Duffy Dino.
It seems like Duffy Dino. I love it when he picks up the ball and he drives it forwards. And I think the opposition players almost don't expect it as well. I fucking love that.
Yeah, I think he's been really good.
And he's a threat from set pieces as well.
I think he's been really good. And who would have thought we'd be in a position where, Cordoba's got a really tough job to get back in the side.
Statement from Arthur Kemp. Forson is going to have a similar season to Gabby's first season. He started if slow, but I believe he will become one of our best players soon.
Who's this? Forson?
Apparently Forson is going to become one of our best players soon.
Well, Forson's had a strange season, hasn't he? Because he came in against Oxford, and I went, "Wow, this kid's got it."
Yeah.
He played against Stevenage in the Cup. He made a howling error and a wonderful assist. No, Sheffield United. And I thought, wow, this kid's got it. He played against Stevenage and looked really good.
Palace.
And then he was at Palace and
got injured.
Broke or fractured his shoulder or something.
Then he got in the Colney holy water.
Yes.
But then he didn't feature.
Yeah, so like he's had a topsy-turvy Norwich career. He's clearly very talented. I think Hoff said he's maybe struggled to adapt to the game and the culture and everything that comes with moving. And like, you know, obviously he's young and that's a really tough move. But I think, you know, I think Connor Southwell described it as potentially career-defining at those goals. And like, I kind of get it. Maybe it's a bit out there from Connor, but I get it. And like, I don't think he played for 7 games, and he's been fit. Yeah. He was dwindling into the abyss, and now, hello, Amankwah Forson.
All of a sudden, you've got someone you can bring off the bench, and he's got that long shot in his locker. By the way, if you look at some of his shots, some of his highlights from his former club in Austria, that's what he's got. Tomsky says, and I'm Tomsky. Thank you for bringing this up, Tomsky. Really impressed with Ben Crescene. I think his performances have gone unnoticed. He offers a lot offensively, dangerous balls into the box, good overlapping runs. He tracks back efficiently and is defensively solid. A very likeable lad, plus much better than McCallum. Great business. Ben Crescene, Jack Reeve, what's your thoughts?
Well, he's our best left back, that's for sure. He's better than Callum Doyle at left back. I like him. I really like him. I don't think he's the complete player, but I think for the amount we spent on him,
young,
I think he's
still loads of potential.
I think he's a really good addition, and you know, he's just efficient. I think that's how I describe him.
Yeah,
he's efficient. He does his job. He defends. He's athletic. He's the fit of what we're trying to recruit. Good bit of business.
Tomsky, I like what you said there about him going under the radar. I'm actually almost okay with that because it's given him a bit of time. There hasn't been huge expectation on Ben. Young guy, I believe he's still 20 years old, in the England setup already. Yeah, such a nice lad. That boy's going places, and he's going places in yellow and green. Well, keep your eyes on Ben Crescene, people. And I've seen some people actually criticise Ben Crescene, actually. I think it's the system that has, in rare moments, exposed Ben's weaknesses. But I actually think those weaknesses, very small amount of weaknesses, will be ironed out, by the way. He is going to be brilliant. I already think he's an excellent player. Like you, Tomsky, I've been so bloody impressed with Ben, especially in the last 2 games. I like him a lot.
Me too. It reminds me, I don't know why, it's just reminded me of a moment we had at the QPR game when we found out the real age of Anis Ben Slimane, where you know how some people are like, oh, they could just name any footballer's age. Like, I don't know anyone's age.
Oh, right? Yeah, we had a laugh about this, didn't we?
You were like, guess Slimane's age. Craigo was like, I know the age of him. Have a guess. I was like 28. I think you said like 30.
Yeah.
He's 23. Tough paper round, but he's young. Slimane's young.
Yeah, but good.
I thought he was about to retire.
I'm pleased he's had a tough paper round.
Wow.
You don't mess with him, do you? Matt Gregory says, a grotty 1-0 away win, a winning match, Lambert/Fark style in the last minutes of 2025. Yeah. Is this a year of change of Norwich City? Well, it could be, Matt, and that's the key. It could be.
And that's good.
Yes.
It could be.
And allow yourself to say, it could be, Matt. Again, I want to make this point clear. Don't just sit on social media. It's so easy to be negative and go, "Oh, it's not going to last." Boring. Get behind it. But it could be, Matt Gregory.
It could, Matt. The other thing is like, it could be, but it also couldn't be. But just accept that it's fun. God, it's fun. Who cares what happens? We get promoted, whoop-de-doo, we get slapped by fucking Liverpool next season. Or it might not happen, and it's still fun, and we have fun next season.
As long as you're having fun, that is good. Yes?
Stephen.
Yeah, hello, Stephen.
Sir Stephen.
Sir
Whether
Stephen.
that's an official knighthood, I don't know.
Jesus.
What are...
Hello, Sir Stephen.
...the top 5 Chris Gorham moments of all time?
Oh, my God, wow. Well, what we should say... Hang on, who said Sir Stephen?
Sir Stephen.
I'm really pleased that you...
Give that man a knighthood.
Give Chrissy G a knighthood.
Yeah, services to Norwich City, Coventry.
And I tell you what else I'm behind... and I've seen this on social media, and I agree with it wholeheartedly. The Chris Gorham gantry. I want it.
Yeah.
I want it, and I want it now. Norwich City, I know you watch and listen. We want it. The fans want it. The Chris Gorham gantry. He deserves it. It was an iconic piece of commentary yet again, wasn't it, Jack? I mean, it would be so hard to say, you know, the top 5 Chris Gorham moments, but we actually created a fun little graphic on TalkNorwichCity with his commentary. And I'm not going to do the whole
just
thing.
read it.
But I tell you what I absolutely loved, right? And most people say they loved it. I have this thing, right? For epic moments at Carrow Road, commentated on by Chris Gorham, the Chris Gorham-o-meter, right, is when his voice slightly breaks, when he just loses all sense of, you know, he gets emotional. It's like, boom. It's like he can't control it. That is when you know it's an epic moment. So the Forson was absolutely brilliant. But I liked this bit when he said, this could be a chance for Norwich to win it. Hernandez in the penalty area, corner of the 6-yard box. Where's he going with it? Question mark. Yeah? That's where he's going with it, Chrissy G. Amankwah Forson. Epic.
I think it's...
Are you behind the campaign, Chris Gorham? The Chris Gorham gantry?
Give the man what he wants.
He deserves it, doesn't he?
I think...
How many times have you watched that replay back?
Hundreds.
With Chris's commentary.
And like Chris is the most lovely, humble, incredible commentator, incredible broadcaster. Like, I think people forget he does the breakfast show every day, and it's like brilliant radio. Superb journalist, loves Norwich City. Like, I think we are so lucky to have him. And the reason I say that is because Forson's goal was brilliant, right? Brilliant. Goals. But like, that commentary has now kind of narrated it for history. Yeah. And I'll go back in 5 years and go, oh my God, that Forson goal. Let me rewatch it on YouTube. Oh, the Gorham commentary. Yes. Jackson's goal against Derby.
I was about to say.
The 5-1 at Portman Road. Vrancic against
Sheffield
Wednesday. All of these iconic Norwich City goals have been narrated by Chris Gorham. Yeah. But they go from just goals, just moments, to iconic moments. And I don't think people quite understand how
good he is,
hard it is as well.
And he's he's just a bloody nice man. And actually, at a lot of clubs these days, what you'll find is reporters, journalists, they're not actually fans of the clubs that they cover.
Or they cover multiple clubs.
If you slice, and I'm not condoning this, if you slice Chris Gorham open, he is literally green and yellow. Like, and he has helped so many people. It helps us massively, doesn't he, over the years. Bloody brilliant. The Chris Gorham gantry. Do you want it?
Yes.
We want it.
I always play this game because I like to remind myself how tough commentary must be. Yep. And I try and commentate in my head. And I tell you where I get stuck.
You've never told me that before.
I get stuck by knowing, like, number 24 for Coventry. Yeah. No idea.
No interest either. Well, I just got no interest.
And he's like, bang, I know him.
Yeah.
Oh, give me. Here's a stat. Oh, here's where he was born. Yeah. Date of birth. Yeah. Blood type. Yeah. Want to know his mum's name?
Blood type. Chrissy G.
Legend.
Well done, mate. DRG says rave. The mark of a good side is not playing our best, but still picking up points. I believe that if we can finish as high as possible, as high in the table as possible this season, that the squad and new additions will believe we can go one better next season. JHT is a class act.
Class act? Yeah, absolutely.
What I'll take from that, Dan Greengrass, is how refreshingly brilliant is it that you sat in your cotton pyjamas and you actually watched a manager talk from pillar to post.
I've never done it.
Normally,
I find them so boring.
They're full of riddles and, quite frankly, bollocks, right? You listen to Giannis, he's engaging, he's enthusiastic, he's knowledgeable, he's educating us. Brilliant.
There was a great moment where he said he believes that he gave Amankwah Forson belief because he let him batter him at table tennis.
Yeah, brilliant.
And then he's gone to Coventry fan Paddy Davitt.
Yeah.
Sorry about that, Paddy. Excellent.
Yeah. I'm not sure he was sorry, but that makes it all the better.
He wasn't sorry. Here you go. Here's another one.
Come on.
Richard Stocks.
Name of the week.
Saturday was poetic justice against all of those guilty of the crime of leaving a match early. I hope beating the traffic and getting home a few minutes earlier was worth it. Never give up. Fight to the end. It ain't over till it's over.
That is comment of the week. Oh, Richard Stocks. That is comment of the week.
Yeah, I hope you got back at 3 minutes early so you could watch the first question on 1% Club.
That is absolutely class.
I hope you enjoyed it.
That is the best. I'm going to go one more. That is the TNC contribution of the season so far. That's a war chant. That is.
I'm going to print it and I'm going to frame it.
Yeah.
And every day I walk out of my office like the Anfield sign, I'm going to tap it and say, Richard, you bang on.
Yeah, he absolutely is bang on. Ashton Brown, friend of the channel, says, statement, Forson deserved this moment more than any other player. The way he's been treated after a couple of poor performances is horrible, especially because we thought he was... Oh, I can't read the rest of that. I can't read the rest of that. Ashton, I get your point. He has come under criticism that's been too far. People say things like release him and crap.
Who are we
like
talking
that.
about?
Amankwah Forson.
Right, okay.
But you're right. He did deserve that moment, Ashton. You want your players that aren't quite there to have those moments, right? And you felt that after the game, right? Because Johannes came on, charged onto the pitch, grabbed him, hugged him. Well, quite frankly, everyone was. Shane Duffy Dino, lifted him up like Pele. It was absolutely brilliant.
Couple of quickfire comments here.
Come on then.
Ashley, he's let us know that we're pronouncing one of the new signings' name wrong.
Right.
Who have we just signed?
Dobbin?
Wrong.
Who?
Lewis Dobwin.
Shut up.
Dobwin, as in he's a winner. Dobwin. Lewis Dobwin.
That is true. I actually thought that was serious.
Next up, Noah with, I tell you what, potentially one of the most liked Twitter comments of all time.
Really? How many?
58 likes.
Bloody hell, what's he saying?
Statement. Kane Gordon's attitude after the first goal has gone unnoticed.
Yeah.
He celebrated and told the team to run back and push for the winner. Great attitude.
Yeah.
Give him what he wants. Slap the contract on the table.
I tell you what, Noah, it's a fair shout. He's been one this season that we've criticised. But do you know what, Jack? I like that. Yeah. A player that we've spoken about the club potentially choosing to send back to their parent club. He's then become a leader all of a sudden. Yeah, but that's what you want. But that's when you know something's happening, Jack.
Yeah, something's happening.
Yeah, because he's feeling it.
Yeah.
Cade Gordon is feeling it.
Yeah, let the guy feel it. This is a guy who I have a lot of respect for.
Come on then.
Robin's got in touch, NCFC Robin.
Hello,
and
Robin.
his statement is, I love Amankwah Forson. On the face of it, don't we all, Robin?
Yes.
But Robin's gone one step further.
Right, what's he? How much does he love him?
Robin has gone on to, I assume, the Norwich City eBay store, and he's ordered something.
Right.
And I can just imagine this. A parcel has arrived for Robin.
Okay.
He probably looks quite young,
Yeah.
so I assume might still live at home, might not. And his parents have probably gone, darling, what have you ordered? This large parcel has just arrived. Have you ordered some textbooks for university?
Or have you ordered something dodgy?
And he said, no. Loving parents. I've ordered an Amankwah Forson changing room board.
Let me see that. That's absolutely superb.
What are you going to do with that?
I love that. That is fantastic. Has he signed it as well?
Look, he signed it.
With him. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
That's brilliant.
You can tell something's happening when you when fans are willing to part with their hard-earned cash for changing room boards. You know that something is happening. Kevin Yarham says, "Get Chris Gorham in the Hall of Fame." Wow. Adam says, "Crazy. After how poorly we've done the past couple of months, we're mathematically well in with a shout of the playoffs with a laughing emoji." Adam, believe it. Get on board, baby.
Yeah.
We're back, baby.
Possible.
Come on. Feed it.
Stick that in your Carrow Vordermans.
Yeah, let's do that. Finley H's question. How do you see the rest of the window going? So Finley is probably wanting to know, who should we sign? Where should we sign? Why should we sign?
So worth noting, because we've been talking about sort of Amankwah Forson too much, that Christian Fastnacht...
Never too much.
Christian Fastnacht's gone.
Yes.
Ashley Barnes is gone.
Yeah.
We'll probably discuss that at length and give them the time that they deserve in a future podcast. I just want to be a bit silly on this podcast.
Okay, fine.
Cheers for your efforts, boys. See you later.
Is that all you're giving them?
I'll give them more in the future. But
Right,
I just
okay.
want incomings. We've got this winger who's meant to be the next sort of Messi.
What, Dobbin?
No, Dobwin. He goes by.
Oh, Dobwin.
I'm talking about Jurasek.
Yeah? You like him, do you?
Yeah, I like him. 21 years old, check. Checkmate. And Hoff has said that he wants a central defensive midfielder.
And I think, I mean, I am questioning it, I have to admit. I think we're going to sign a goalkeeper in January as well.
Ooh, that's come a little left field one. Really?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, I'm not against it.
Okay, I am.
Stan says, statement. 4.
Oh, hang on. Who's against Stan?
Stan, yeah.
What about this? Forson.
No.
Yeah.
What? Yeah.
Amankwah Forson.
I often
Change the print on the back of the shirt. In actual fact, he should change his name. He should change his name at Depol or whatever you call it. Amankwah Forson. The club will make more money on shirts as well.
Yeah, a few extra letters.
What do I want? I don't want the F. PHWOARRRSSSONN exclamation mark.
It's like a Van Henegor of Venegor of Hesselink.
Yeah, Forson on the back of his shirt. What's your number for Forson? If you could give Amankwah Forson a number, what would it be? 2 for his 2 goals?
Yeah, why not?
Yeah?
Yeah.
69?
No.
No?
This is a great question.
Yeah.
And as everyone knows, we are huge advocates for statistics and data-led football.
Well, one in particular. Come on.
And Finley says,
Yep.
What was the XP for the limbs?
Oh.
XP, if you don't know, if you haven't been to the University of Football Tacticos and you haven't read lots of books about data in football, XP is expected passion.
Yeah. Proudly trademarked by TalkNorwichCity. The expected passion was through the fucking roof.
Yeah.
It was honestly through the roof. It was like you could literally see the XP sweating from not just players but the fans.
Yeah.
And by the way, do you know what? I'll fucking put something else out there as well. The River End.
Hello,
I
River End.
want to talk about hello the River End.
Hello, River
End. It's been nice to have you, River End. You've been disrespected in the past. Well, do you know what? May my praise be as loud as my disrespect for you guys. You were brilliant. The scenes when the players were on the advertising boards. Emi Marcondes at the end, he's stolen someone's beanie and chucked it in. Fucking brilliant. The River End, you deserve a lot of credit for your limbs. Fantastic. And now what we want to hear, River End, is maybe a clap every now and then. That'd be great.
I think the only... I suspect there might be some vandalism charges after the goal.
By the way, all these fucking FA charges. Doing my
The
head.
LED boards,
Yeah,
they took
fine.
a battering.
Yeah, fine, good.
Farming simulator, yeah, goodbye. Trying to advertise your farming game, yeah, bye. Shane Duffy just booted it.
Next one, Oscar says rant. Wow. Godfrey is a fraud.
You know what? Like, don't care. Irrelevant to me.
My comment is not surprised, speaks volumes, really pleased that will put to bed some Norwich City fans calling for him back. It speaks a lot about Ben's character.
Well, I think it speaks more about where his career's gone. Yeah. He was meant to be like a top half Premier League player starting, and now he's on loan at Ipswich. Might not even start.
Going to have another relegation on the CV.
You know what I love, Chris Reeve? I'm just going to interject and interrupt because why not?
What do you love? Apart from Black Dog, Langsy,
I love the chaos that comes from these wins.
Yep.
Because remember when we played Cardiff?
Yeah.
And we lost 2-1.
Yeah, and by the way,
and like
the 2 goals at the death as well.
Like the performance was actually very similar to this.
Yeah.
But God, everyone was like, "Oh my God, like the world's ending."
Yeah. Well, to be fair,
we're going down.
It did feel like that.
I hate Wales. Like blah blah blah.
Yeah.
This is pretty much similar, just a different 5-minute ending.
Yeah.
People like want to marry Chris Gorham.
Yeah.
Amankwah Forson is now about to get a statue built.
Yeah, I've seen calls for this, by the way. Yeah, fine, let's have it.
The Forson statue.
Forson.
Do what you want, guys.
Yeah.
I'm behind it.
George Massey says, statement, Kellen Fisher has to start over Jack Stacey. Wow. He was immense versus Coventry.
Yeah, he was. He was.
The thing is with George Massey, when George speaks, you listen.
Yeah.
Because everything is being backed up by a statistic. he hasn't got a statistic specifically around Kellen, but I have no doubt it will be.
Yeah, but like, you know, George is excellent, right? He's educated. He communicates incredibly well. I love George Massey. But where's your XP, George?
Yeah, we do want to see XP.
Where's your analysis around XP?
Yeah. Do you know what?
XG this, XGA that.
Do you know what?
Stick some XP in the pot, George, and swirl that around.
Well, actually, I think let's take ownership of it ourselves.
Let's
start posting on social media after each game the highest XP. George, I'll speak to you about that. Anyway, a word on Kellen Fisher, please. Breakthrough star of the season.
Can I have 2 words?
Yeah, come on then.
Fucking brilliant.
Yeah, it is.
And actually, you know what? I'm gonna let my morals slip, and I'm gonna go against some of my beliefs in life.
Mate, be careful.
No, I'm being careful. All right. I'll let him have the short socks if he wants them.
Wow.
If that's what you want,
that's a big moment.
have it.
For you to say that, he must be
Short
impressing
socks, have them.
Yeah, basically, I mean, the long and short of it
Brilliant.
is, Jack, we're looking good. We're looking like we could, keyword, muscle back into the playoff push again.
Look, it's a big, it's going to be a fascinating month. It was always going to be a fascinating month with ins and outs and contract renewals and where the squad goes. I'm just really, wherever the season goes from here, I'm glad halfway through the season, we've got the following things. Still got belief in Johannes.
Yes.
Belief in the model and their Napa systems,
players,
and we're still in with the hunt of top 6.
Yeah.
Like, so much could have gone wrong up to now.
Yeah.
So much could have gone wrong.
And by the way, a lot has gone wrong.
Yeah, and actually good, because we've got through it and we've learned lessons and we've got through things and we've learned from mistakes. I think I've had such fun this season already. I really have.
And what have I told you before about pain? Short-term pain for long-term gain, Yeah, all right. This season, we've had a couple of black eyes. We've had some scratches, We've had some bruises, But my God, next season...
This season?
You said it, not me. No, seriously, what I would say to counteract that, I am not going on this podcast on the record saying we're going to beat Sheffield United and Leeds. Would I love it? Of course I would. I would be intolerable on a podcast if we managed to beat Sheffield United and Leeds. We're not going to do that.
But we might.
Thank you for watching the Talk Norwich City podcast.
I'll end with this.
Yeah, come on. Believe.
It was a big festive period. It was big, and it went well. Was the performance against Coventry that good?
It was all right. No, it was all right.
It wasn't.
Well, actually, the stats say it was a pretty good performance.
Stats.
No, the second half stats. Do you want me to prove?
No, I don't.
Right, exactly. Because you know I'm right.
But it's created something, and that's exciting, and we should cherish that.
And we need a chant for Amankwah Forson, because my Forson on fire one is not going to catch on. What about? What else could we do? Amankwah Forson, you are the love of my life.
Amankwah Forson. Thanks very much for watching, everyone. We'll be back very soon. It's an exciting weekend ahead.
Yeah, it is. Brighton at home in the cup,
Magic of the FA Cup.
He's on Canary Cool.
They phoned me up, Sir Chris Gorham.
Yeah.
And they said there was only one man we wanted to do this.
Yeah.
The one man that loves the cup like no other. They said, I want you to bring that excitement to Canary Cool.
Cheers, everyone. Oh, TNC merch. Buy that as well whilst you're at it.
Black Dog Tees, final offer. Get your discount. Treat someone in your life.
Believe.
See you later.
Passion.
Bye-bye.